because I feel like COVID should stop now. Okay, so there's two ways to solve this. There's the easy way that you kind of learned when you were in like 7th grade, and we're going to do that now. And then there's the little bit harder way, and then you know me, there's the Mrs. Tarantino way. So we're going to do that as well. So let's start here and look at this first dude right here. So the first way is this. If you have one fraction on one side and one fraction on the other, you just cross multiply. There he is. There's the word you want to get. Look, I'm going to make it a funny color. Let's see if that'll work. Ooh. Oh, God, that's terrifying. I don't know what happened there. You just cross multiply. Green and purple there. So let's do it. Let's just cross multiply. Super easy, right? So when we cross multiply, this guy goes here. I am literally right in front of you. I'm literally right in front of you. So you can't just talk like right in front of me. So this guy goes up here. So we're going to have 8m. And this guy goes up here. Careful, little bit of baby distribution, right? 10m minus 30. Guess what? No fractions. That's our goal. Our goal is to say, oh my God, I hate fractions. Let's get rid of them. And then it's an algebra 1 problem. It's a super easy problem. So right now with your table mates, can you finish this up? Can you get your m's on one side and your numbers on the other and solve it, right? You get a nice answer. You get a nice answer. If you got 15, you are a pro. M equals 15, yay. But we got a little trick here we're going to watch for. Now, I'm a little disappointed with myself. I made up all my examples. I didn't put a bad one as one of my examples, but I should have. So listen carefully. On next week's quest, there will be a problem with a bad answer, and we need to talk about what a bad answer looks like. And here is what a bad answer looks like. They are called excluded values. They're answers that are bad. Remember from the last chapter, they don't work. And here's what. I'm going to go to you in 2 seconds. Here's what. We are never allowed to have 0. So we just left. So as soon as they come back, we can. So we can never have 0 in the denominator. So a bad answer, if I had gotten m equals 0, and I plugged that in, 0 in the denominator explodes your fraction. Because 0, what you're really saying is, how many times does 0 fit into any number? And it's infinity, right? And it blows everything up. It's like saying, how many ghosts could be in the room right now? Well, infinity could be in here, right? Like, so we don't count ghosts because that will freak us out that they're all sitting all around us, right? So here's what we have to do before we finish a problem is plug this guy in to see if he makes 0 in our denominator. So does he make that guy 0? No, he's good. Does he make this guy 0? 15 times 2 is 30, take away 6. No, he's good, so he's fine. But you have to check every time. Do you care about the numerator? No, you just check the denominator. Sometimes you just eyeball it. It's really easy. Okay.
What did you call that? What did you call it?
Cross multiply.
Oh no, the 0 thing. What is it?
Excluded values. Those are called excluded values.
You know, like the answer can be 0 as long as it doesn't make the denominator 0.
Exactly. So check this out. That's a great question. If I had x plus 3 equals 7 over x minus 10, here would be an okay answer, 0. Because 0 plus 3, that's 3. 0 minus 10, negative 10, he's good. But here would be a bad answer, negative 3. Because negative 3 plus 3, 0. Or positive 10. Doesn't have to work for both, but if he just blows up 1, he's a bad answer. Sometimes we do those. Some people like doing them first to feel like, what are the ones I want to eliminate? I do them at the end because why do I have to check every time if I can just check the one answer, right? That's me. Okay, here comes our next one. It's a little bit trickier. Are you guys ready to do this one? Cross multiply I'm going to tell you something. It's going to have a little bit of claw in its foil for you losers from Algebra 2 I mean, not in a lovely way. I love them all. You're not losers. A little bit of claw, and you're going to get an x squared. And remember, whenever we have an x squared, we have to get everything on one side and factor it. So you got a claw on this one and factor. But getting rid of the fraction, easy. Just there you go. I'm setting you up. Do a little claw, but we always want anything with an x squared to equal 0. Look at Santa Claus, or very nice. Then a little factory to 40 that make 3, 5, 8. Got some 5s and 8s, yeah. So here I go. This. Look at this. No fractions. That's my goal. I hate fractions. Get rid of them. So I'm going to go ahead, do a little bit of claw action here. Makes me super happy. Boom. Oh, minus 10. Hey, I'm moving that 30 over right now, because I want to do. The minute I see that x squared tells me right away, hey, I'm going to have to do some factoring. So I move everything over. So here I go. I am going to clean this up, and I'm going to get x squared plus 3x minus 40 equals 0. That is factorable. Factors of 40, negative that make 3, that's going to be 8 and negative 5. But be careful. X plus 8, x minus 5, we are setting it equal to 0. If you do that and high-five yourself on the quiz and be like, I did it, I'm going to be like, you didn't, and I'm going to mark points off. Because the answer is 8, or negative 8, and positive 5. But I'm going to make certain they don't blow up my denominator. And they don't. The only number that's bad here would be 2. So if I got 2, I'd be like, screw you 2, you don't work. But 8 and negative 8 and 5, they're good to go. Everybody cool with that, yeah? Okay. That's way number 1. Way number 2 is a thing called, we're going to multiply each side by the least common denominator. That is the fancy way to say it. Here comes the Mrs. Tarantino way. It is called the magic number method. And if you had me last year in a few seconds, you're going to be like, oh, yes, I remember that. Here's what. I hate fractions. So my goal is to pick a magical number, some mythical magical number that I can multiply this guy by, and this guy by, and this guy by, that will cancel everything out. But the deal in math is what you do to one guy, you got to do to everybody. So we need one magical number that will work for every single person in this problem. And the reason I can't cross multiply is I got too many. I got 1, 2, 3 fractions. Once I'm over 2, I got to use this other method. So here's what I need you to think about. So Tim, I need a magical number that will include 3 and will include k. And it's as easy as that. What is the magical number? 3k. There you go. Thank you. You get a little assist on that one. So here's what I'm doing. I need something that's going to have a 3 in it. Someone's going to have a k in it. And someone's going to have a 3k in it. So watch what I do. I'm going to give it to him. Have a 3k, dude. I'm going to give it to him. Have a 3k, dude. And I'm going to give it to him. Have a 3k, dude. Now, I'm going to tell you what maybe some of your Algebra 2 street teachers did last year, and the woman who does the answer key that I put on your desk. They do it like this. They write a parenthesis, and they put the 3k like this. And I'm going to tell you why I don't do that. Because I love to cancel. It is fulfilling to me. And this takes away my joy. Because when I take 2 seconds and write it out like this, I get to actually cancel, and it gives me pleasure. Don't judge me. Shut up. But I also make a lot less mistakes. So here we go. The 3 cancels with this guy. Oh, just love this. So I'm left with K. I have such a small life. Don't take away what few pleasures I have. The K cancels with this guy, and I'm left with 6. And the 3K cancels with this guy, and I am left with 13. So this crazy, stupid problem is super, super easy, right? And if you're like, really? That's all I have to do? Yeah, it is. K equals 7. So what's fair in math is if I give it to one and I give it to everybody, I'm cool, right? So I pick my magical number that would get rid of my denominator. I give it to everybody, and then I cancel, right? Now, before I leave this problem, I gotta make sure, does 7 blow up that guy? No. Does he blow up that guy? No. Does he blow up that guy? No. He's good. He's good. Okay, you guys ready to try one on your own? Okay. So, for me, I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to write this as a VV. And you don't have to do this. I'm just a little bit of a baby. And you know me, I love canceling. So, I'm going to think of a magical number that's going to get rid of everyone. It's going to have a 2 in it. It's going to have a 3 in it. And it's going to have 2 V's. Because if I only do 1, I won't get rid of both of those guys. So my magical number is going to be 6V squared. But am I going to write it like that? No, because I love canceling. So I am going to write it like this. 2 times 3 VV. 2 times 3 VV. 2 times 3 VV. Can you write it the other way? If you're a Caesar, yes, you absolutely can. Now, I'm also going to come to your house and kick your dog over one other thing. 30 years of grading these tests, right? I know you make mistakes. And one of the most common mistakes with fractions is the stupid negative. Please, my lambs, change this like this, because I'm telling you, you're going to start doing these problems that negative just gets lost. I think because it looks like part of the line, maybe, and then you just don't see it later. So right away, just move it up there so you don't have to think about it again. Okay? Go ahead, do some canceling. See a little bit of gypsy magic on this one. Do you have to do it the baby steps I do? No, but if you want a happy life. Here I go. I'm going to start canceling. 3 and 3, V and V. I'm left with 8V. See how nice that is? It makes it so nice for me to cancel. The V and the V. So I'm going to get negative 6V. And then this guy goes with this guy and this guy. This guy goes with this guy and this guy. Do you see how the V squared go that way? I just wrote them out because that way I can V squared, right? No, just V squared. So you only have to have V squared to cancel everything out, right? Because that's the most that you have. Yeah. Yes, thank you. I am about to do that, you smarty pants. I just didn't get to it yet. Beautiful job, Audrey. You realize you have to do a little bit of distribution. Right on, my friend. Hey, clean that up. Get an answer for me, right? I'm going to say 2V equals 3V plus 6. Negative 1V equals 6. Or V equals negative 6. But before I get all excited and write a big box around it, I'm going to double check. Does he blow up this guy? No. Does he blow up this guy? No, he does not. Does he blow up this guy? No, he's good. Boom. Maybe do your box once you've checked. Yeah? I think you've got 2 more to do, and then we're shutting up for the day. Ooh, scary, but not scary. You're going to be fine on this one. So for me, first thing I'm going to do is this. You definitely want to do it, because again, that negative is so far away from the flipping 5, and it's so easy to lose it. Now, I'm going to have husband and wife pairs, right? And They're going to be part of my magic number, but they're a pair, right? So the only thing that will cancel a p minus 2 is another p minus 2. So I got that. I got that. Ugh, I don't want that. Let's factor it and see if we can make that a little bit easier. So if I factor this, factors of 12 that make 4, you know what that's going to be? P plus 6 and p minus 2. So my magical number, the thing that would get rid of everyone, I got to have a p minus 2 and a p plus 6. I need both to go to each guy, right? Because it's got to be one magical number. And in this case, my magical number, or these come multiple, is p plus 6, p minus 2. I give them to him. Now again, if you saw last year, like you're like, Miss T, I just want to write it on the outside. I don't want to do that. That's totally fine. Just don't make any mistakes, right? Takes me 2 seconds. And the is so worth it. If you're thinking, wow, that's a crazy, crazy problem that's going to come up with some crazy answer. Not. It's so nice. So nice. Starting my canceling. Ooh, so I'm just going to get p plus 6. Lots of canceling here. Boom, boom, negative 5. Now you can see why I want that negative there. And then finally, this guy goes and this guy go, Audrey, help me out here. I want to do a little distribution. 6p plus 36. There you go. Move everything around by the magic of math. 6 take away 5. That's going to be 1. Put the p's on one side. This number's on another.
Isn't it p minus 6? Wouldn't that be 1p minus 6 minus 5?
And what's 6 minus 5?
Well, no, like negative 6 and negative 5.
P plus 6. P plus 6.
Oh.
Good catch. Good catch. So I'm going to move this guy over. And I'm going to move the 36 over. So I'm going to get 5p equals negative 35. Looks to me like it's p equals negative 7. Now, when we're checking for the bad answers, do I want to plug it into this guy? No, he's stupid. Plug it into the little parentheses. It's so much easier. That's what I mean. You can eyeball it. It's obviously got to either be negative 6 or 2, and that's not negative 6 or 2, so he's good. Like I said, though, tonight it'll happen. Last one, best one. A little bit hard. Here we go. We got this. We got this. Can I give you a piece of advice? Write down X's because C's look like parentheses. I've done this problem. This is my 3rd time today, and each time that like C in parentheses looks bad. So here's what on this one. This looks like some crazy factoring. It's baby factoring. Just take out the X. X minus 4, right? That's not scary factoring on that one. It's just nice baby factoring. Just gotta watch for that.
Nice question.
Always.
So, if you just took away that side and you just multiplied the 1/3 by x, couldn't you technically get everything on that side be 3x for the denominator and then cross multiply it?
Yes. Yes. So what that, and there are some teachers who do that who feel like, let's just combine this and then do it cross multiply. I just feel like if I just use it just for one thing, it seems easiest to me. It's my go-to, but that way works too. Because then I've seen some teachers do that. No, it totally is. It totally is. And I've seen some teachers do that.
Yeah.
It's like that works for me. And here's what's crazy. At the end, you'll have done the exact same thing. You're just doing different order. Yeah, exactly. Different order. Okay, here we go. Here comes our magic number. It's got to have an X. It's got to have an X minus 4. That's a husband and wife pair. And it's got to have a stupid 3. So here's what I'm going to give to everybody. a 3, an x minus 4. A 3, an x, wow, that was stupid, an x minus 4. A 3, an x, and an x minus 4. Now I'm going to start doing my canceling. So here I go. This cancels with this, the x cancels, and so I'm going to look like I have, or the x, you can see that it cancels. It looks like I have 6 equals, be careful on this one. Ooh, the 3 cancels and the x cancels, so I'm left with x minus 4. Now, nice and carefully here. The 3 cancels with this. I got to claw it back out like Avi told us way back in the beginning. So it's going to be x squared minus 4x. Now, I want everyone's eyes up here for a second. Check this out. I have an x squared, which means I am going to have to factor it, which means a couple things have to happen. One is I need it to be 0 on this side. And the second thing is I need it in the right order. X squareds come first. X's come next. Negative numbers go last. So do this. You guys can do this. So get that 6 to the other side. Say 6. Come on, dude. Get over here. Dumb 6. And he's like, okay, don't judge me. Let's get rid of that guy. Come back. Let's move that 6 over. And now clean it up. It is very messy. X squared first. That's called our quadratic term. Linear term. That's the guys with the x's come next. And finally, our negative numbers. Is this guy factorable? Yes, he is. After your attention, I think I'm going to do so. We have yeah. I got 3. I got negative. I saw here. Negative 4. I got negative 4 and plus 1. Yeah. So I'm getting, here it goes. X squared goes first, and I cross them off, so I'm not confused. Negative 4 plus 1, negative 3x, cross them off. Negative 4 and negative 6, negative 10. Here come my answers. I got 5 and negative 2. Can you wiggle your fingers if you got 5 and negative 2? Wow, nicely done, pre-calc. That is what I needed you to do. I am stopping here. I'm going to give you your homework, and I'm going to check off that buff assignment because y'all did it. So I'm going to leave this here. Let me turn off this.